special edition of World Business Report, brought to you as the world's financial community, which of course has been devastated, counts the cost of the aftermath of the tragedy that we have seen in New York and Washington. We will be going to New York in just a moment. In Europe too, we've had a reaction in Asia as well through the day. The global financial community has been devastated. Earlier in the day, traders in London observed a minute's silence as a mark of respect for colleagues in New York. Similar scenes to this, these scenes took place in London, and similar scenes took place at the same instant across Europe, exactly 24 hours from the moment that the first plane crashed into the World Trade Center. Well, as you can imagine, it's been a day of reaction right across the world. Despite the terrible loss of life in New York, this was a day that saw trading continue in other financial centers. Many international banks have shifted their operations away from New York to London or Tokyo. The big players in the global banking industry say that their systems have adequate backup and are secure. Now to the market reaction in Europe and Asia. Wednesday saw steep falls in Asia, but in Europe the bourses rebounded slightly through the trading day. Let's bring you now the numbers. This was how the European markets closed. The FTSE was up 136, the DAX up 63, the CAC 40 up 54 points, and Zurich up 52. This hides the fact that, of course, these markets have nevertheless fallen very, very sharply since those attacks, news of those attacks came through, and it's companies like insurance companies and airlines that have been the worst affected in the market reaction that we have seen so far. And you're watching World Business Report.
Stories of power.
It's here that the oil companies will drill.
Conflict.
Rwanda is still struggling to come to terms with what happened.
And intrigue.
You don't have a defined idea of who the enemy is.
From the world's best storytellers.
From poker to Picasso.
Reporters at these times on BBC World.